A Love That Lingered, Episode 1, The House on the Hill. It was late afternoon when Grace Everly arrived in the town no one had heard of. Tucked between forested hills and forgotten highways, the place looked like it had been plucked from a postcard 2 centuries out of date. Stone cottages and timber storefronts lined the crooked main road, their signs hand-painted and their windows fogged with the breath of July rain. Her car sputtered its last breath outside a general store that smelled like pipe smoke and peppermint, and no amount of coaxing would get the engine to turn over again. She was stranded. With no cell signal and the clouds threatening a summer storm, her best option was to find shelter, and fast. The pub, the hollow hearth, sat crookedly near the end of the lane. Its windows glowed gold against the gathering dusk, laughter and music muffled behind the thick oak door. Inside, the scent of old ale and wood polish hung heavy in the air. Locals filled the booths and bar stools, men in flannel, women with weathered eyes and knowing smiles. Their chatter dimmed ever so slightly as she entered. Grace straightened her backpack and offered a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. She was used to stares in unfamiliar places. "Evenin'," said the bartender, a broad-shouldered man with silver hair and sleeves rolled to the elbows. "You're not from around here." "Just passing through," she replied. "Or I was, until my car died." He nodded slowly, polishing a glass. "That'll do it. Any chance you know where I could find a place to stay for the night?" At that, the bartender paused. Someone in the back muttered something unintelligible, earning a quiet laugh. Grace caught the word manor. The bartender hesitated, then leaned in. "Well, there's the old manor house on the edge of town, Caldwell Manor. Used to belong to one of the founding families. It's a bed and breakfast now, or was. Doesn't get many guests these days." Grace blinked. "Is it open?" "Should be. Still has a caretaker who runs it. Name's Oliver. Keeps the place standing." A pause. "You'll be the first guest in, hell, I don't remember how long." She tilted her head. "Why?" He gave a half smile that didn't touch his eyes. "People say it's haunted. Makes a good story to keep the kids from sneaking up there. Me? I think it's just old. Houses that old carry memories is all." Another beat passed. "You want directions?" Grace nodded. "Please." The road to Caldwell Manor curved up a wooded hill, winding like a secret the town didn't want to share. By the time Grace arrived, the rain had started. The manor emerged from the mist like something out of a storybook, massive and ivy-draped, its dark stone facade framed by crumbling pillars and weeping trees. Despite its size, the house felt still, like it had been waiting. A flicker of movement at the front desk caught her eye through the glass. She stepped inside, dripping from the rain, and found herself in a cavernous entryway. Dust and polish mixed on the air, chandeliers hung like sleeping bats above, and a fire crackled somewhere deeper within. "Hello?" The young man behind the counter stood up so quickly he nearly knocked over a lamp. "Oh, sorry. I wasn't expecting anyone." He was handsome in a quiet way, with dark brown hair neatly combed and a perfectly tailored waistcoat. His posture was impeccable, and his voice warm. "I'm Oliver," he said, recovering with a practiced smile. "I manage the manor. Welcome." "Grace Everly," she said. "I heard there might be a room available?" He nodded. "Yes, of course. We have many." You're our only guest at the moment, so you're welcome to choose whichever room you'd like. She glanced around the grand entry. It's beautiful. It was, Oliver replied softly. The Caldwell family once held great standing in this region. After the war, though, well, things changed. What happened? A brief flicker passed over his features, something guarded. Tragedy? Loss? The usual tale of old houses. Some say the former master still walks the halls. But I assure you, if he does, he means no harm. Grace blinked. You're serious? Oliver smiled gently. Only in the way ghost stories are always a little true. They moved through the house, echoing hallways, a winding staircase, tall windows streaked with rain. Grace felt the age of the place in her bones. Doors creaked, floors whispered, and yet it didn't feel threatening, only quiet. You'll find the manor's history preserved in little things, Oliver said as he walked beside her. The furniture, the fixtures, most of the paintings were taken down after Lady Caldwell's death. The master couldn't bear the reminders, locked them all away. Grace looked at him. She died here. She did, in the winter. A riding accident. He paused. Or so the story goes. They stopped at the end of the east wing. He opened a door to a spacious room with tall ceilings and velvet curtains. A fireplace stood ready, unlit. This one feels right, she said. Oliver inclined his head. I'll have someone bring up tea. You said the owner still walks the halls? He hesitated. Arthur Caldwell, a decorated soldier once. He returned from war changed. They say he was searching for someone. He never left. Not really. And you're not afraid? His smile was wistful. Fear is a waste of time, Miss Everly. I've learned that much. He left her then, promising to return if she needed anything. The moment the door clicked shut, silence rushed in like fog. Grace stood in the center of the room, her backpack forgotten on the chair. She turned slowly, taking in the four-poster bed, the armoire, the faint outline of a rocking chair in the corner. Everything felt preserved, like a place left for someone to return. She approached the window. Outside, the forest pressed in, heavy and dark beneath the rain. A memory, not hers, rushed through her. The smell of horse sweat and winter, wind in her hair, the sound of hooves beating a warning into the frozen earth. She turned away from the glass, her heart racing. It's just a story, she told herself. A tired old ghost tale. No reason to get swept up. Still, she couldn't shake the feeling that someone had been waiting in this room for her. That night, as the fire in her room crackled to life and shadows danced across the walls, Grace lay awake, eyes fixed on the ceiling. Down the hall, a door creaked open, soft and slow. She held her breath. Footsteps moved gently past her door, barely audible, hesitant, searching. She sat up, heart thudding. Her hand hovered over the lamp switch, but she didn't turn it on. The footsteps faded, and then nothing, just silence. And the house, breathing.